Okay, guys, so we talked about the lot size. Okay, we talk about the lot size. As you setting your lot size, you can set 0.01 to 1. Okay, that is the highest I've seen. So from this level to here, you can set it. You multiply your lot size by your pip. Okay, if you get 40 pips, if you have 0.01, 0.02, 0.03 lot size or whatever, you multiply it by your pip and to determine the amount of profit you are earning per every trade of investment. You understand? So now let's look at the factors that affect or influences currency pair to change in value. The smallest change will occur. Let's look at what makes the changes come. Please don't get confused, okay, about the calculation. You are not going to be calculating in forex. I'm just trying to let you understand what actually goes on, and then so that when somebody is interested, you can tell the person, so that you can at least, from experience, teach the person, and then also you can introduce the person to us, so that we can move together. Yes. Now let's look at what influences the currency pairs. What causes currency exchange? Why is it that I have €1 and you're telling me I should bring, let me take Ghana cedis. So let's say I have Ghana cedis here. I have €1. You are telling me I should bring 10 cedis to come and collect €1. This is a cheat. Normally it's supposed to be like 1:1, right? I'm bringing 1 for 1. But this time around, you are telling me I should bring 10 cedis for 1 cedi. So what causes that thing? Now, what causes the changes is what we have one factor called the central bank. The central bank is a factor. The central bank is a factor. When I talk of central bank, I mean the central bank of a country or the world. Let's say World Bank, Ghana Central Bank, Bank of Nigeria, Bank of China. Those central huge banks, the banks that control any other bank in the country or in the nation. Okay. Now the central bank have certain things that influence currency exchange. One is what we call the interest rate, IR, interest rate. The interest rate. When they give loans out, the interest they take from the loans, when somebody invests their money, the interest they give to the person causes the changes in the currency pairs. Don't try to understand, but just try to get everything clear. Okay. Now we have what we call quantitative easing, QE. Quantitative easing. I will not explain this one. I don't want to confuse you. So let's ignore this one. Quantitative easing. This is under the central bank. So the central bank, they do something that affects the currency. That is the interest rates at the bank, and then the quantitative easing. Another factor is the national economy. The national economy. When I say national economy, what I mean is the country's economy affects the exchange rates. The country's economy affect the exchange rate. You cannot tell me that Ghana's economy is better than the United States economy. Never. Now you cannot say that, but we are developing. US is a developed country. Ghana is a developing country. Cameroon is a developing country. Nigeria is a developing country. Cote d'Ivoire is a developing country. But United States, United Kingdom, they are developed countries, and the economy is big. It's huge. It is developed. It's on a higher point. So the country's economy affects the exchange rate. So since the economy is huge, you don't expect the currency of that country to fall. Okay. Now, when you take Ghana's economy compared to the Nigerian's economy, you can see that we have an upper hand over them. So you can see when somebody picks up 1 cedi, it may be equal to, let's say, 10 naira. You see, that is a huge gap between the two economies, though the two economies are pushing up. But when you look at it financially within the currency, this is what happens. You understand? Now, there are factors within the national economics. there are some factors within the national economy that really affects the currency. And then one is the GDP, gross domestic product. Gross domestic product. And then we have one thing, inflation. And then we have what we call deflation. Now, this inflation and GDP, what is GDP? Gross domestic product. Gross domestic product deals with the export and an import. So, if Ghana imports a lot of things into their country and exports less, it affects Ghana's currency. We lose value in the currency. So we are always, if we start exporting more, we will get more or higher, and then we place a lot of amount on our exports, and then we get a lot of income from exports higher than imports. That is what we call the GDP. It's going to boost our economy and then also boost the currency. So in that way, we are going to be on the same joint with the United States. I remember 2007, when you pick up, around 2007 thereabouts, when you pick up 1 cedi, it will be in equivalence to what? I don't know whether it's 2007 or 2006. If you pick up 1 cedi, it was in equivalence to $1. Means the US, though the US was a developed country, Ghana was a developing country, but our currencies had the same value until our currency actually dropped. Until our economy dropped. When our economy dropped, because of the drop of our economy, and then we started importing more than the exports, we lost value. So in that case, the US economy or the US dollar gained strength over us, and up to now it is gaining strength over us. Okay, so another factor is the trade balance reports. Okay, news reports coming from the economy that Ghana, the coronavirus have affected a lot of people in Ghana. Let's say, assuming it have affected. No, let's take another country. Let's say United States. It have affected almost about 5 million people in the United States. The moment this news come, it affects the economy. The buying and selling in the country reduces. In that case, their currency also loses value. Now the US currency has lost value. Okay, that lost value, and then Ghana, to our economy, because of the coronavirus, we are not buying and selling in a higher rate, so there is an inflation. That is a depreciation of our currency. Okay, now another factor is the unemployment statistics. That it deals with the number of people being employed in a country. So let's say in Ghana here, for Ghana, I can say boldly that we have a lot of unemployment, okay, in the country. So these reports coming together reduces our currency power, that is the exchange rate, and then increases other currencies over us. Now, the last thing I'll talk about that affects the currency exchange is what we call politics. Okay, politics also affects the exchange. So as a trader, you should be listening to political news internationally and then locally, so that you know what to do when trading. In fact, when there is a war in the country, when there is a change of official, let's say they change the government or a political personnel, and there is instability in the government doesn't know what to do, political people are doing this and that, those things can affect our currency. Because let's say there is war in the country, there are no people to buy and sell. In that way, the cedi will depreciate, and then there will be no value for our cedi, and then we'll be in trouble, and then the exchange rate will fall. So that is something about the exchange rate, what affects the exchange rate. Now the next topic is what we call the leverage. What is leverage?